so nice. It's been 11 days that I haven't been riding. It's because one small part was missing from my bike. But now I got the part. Thank you, Finland bike team. And now I'm riding again after 11 days, and it feels so nice. I have actually thicker or tougher rear spring now in my Öhlins rear shock. I have it already 150 Newton millimeters. The last one was 130, and the original, if you buy this Öhlins, is 110. With that 110, I got this rear shock soft last summer when I was in the north, in Lapland. It went soft in few thousand kilometers. And this 130 was now quite okay, but I was still thinking that it could be thicker. And now with the thicker spring, it can have some effect about the rear suspension, of course, but how it affects it can be that there's not that much grip, because kind of when it's softer, it kind of follows the road better, the surface and the shapes of the road. And now when the spring is a little bit thicker, it's not slower, but as I understand it, it's a little bit like it's better to have soft spring when you have like very, very bouncy surface, and better to have thick and hard spring when you have like smooth and like paved surface on the road. The only big difference that I have noticed that my riding position is a little bit more like, it feels like I'm a little bit more forward, like leaning forward, almost like in the sport bike, not really a sport bike. But anyway, the difference is something that I can notice. Yes, I can feel the surface and the stones and the bumps on the road. I can feel them a little bit better in my rear, let's say ass. In my ass, I can feel them a little bit better, but it's not like, I wouldn't say still that this is uncomfortable. This is very, very comfortable, very good suspension. It's just, it doesn't do as much movement as it did before. It kind of feels also that I would say it's a little bit strange, because I feel like the front end is also like with the heavier springs. Even I didn't do any change in the front. I've always been very, very happy with this bike's front suspension. I have heard that quite many people have been changing the front suspension, but I have felt that it's very good. It never goes to the, like how you say it goes, it doesn't go to the bottom for me, even I'm this heavy rider. That car was driving on the wrong side of the road. But luckily it didn't have much speed and I didn't have either. So there was enough time for him to change the lane. This is Ingo, or in Swedish Ingå Centrum. Not very big town, something like 5,000, 6,000 people living in this city or town. But here is this one medieval stone church. Here is the harbor area of Inko. One of my favorite views here. We are riding on a Trans-Euro Trail section 5. This is about maybe 20 kilometers from my home. The most fun part in the section 5, maybe. Looks like all the riders have been riding this track here in the middle. So nobody's been riding here, for example. It makes this this one track in the middle, it makes it a little bit like deeper and a little bit more round. It feels like if you're going away from this track, it almost feels like you're losing the control of the bike. And now we're coming to the sand pit. There's not more riding around than normally. For example, that uphill there. All those tracks that goes up to the top of the hill, they are quite old. Maybe done this year, but not like in last week or something. The grass is always greener on the other side. Maybe not so good idea. It's a little bit not so nice. Can't see how this downhill goes. Oh. Ow. So many branches everywhere. Oi, 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 oi. Yes, these tracks here, they are very fresh. Maybe not from today, maybe from yesterday, but very fresh anyway. I've been riding now 60 kilometers, almost 2 hours. And what can I say about this thicker rear spring? I can say that yes, I can feel all the bumps and stones and all the shapes of the road surface. I can feel those much better, and it makes the riding more active. And I can feel also the bumps and those, I can feel them also in my wrists. So also in that way it makes the riding a little bit more active. So maybe the bike was definitely more comfortable with the previous spring, but I would say if this makes the rear shock last longer, last more kilometers, last more riding, so I wouldn't have to service the rear shock every year. That's definitely a good thing. and it's not a bad thing that the riding for me will be more active. And in 19 days, in 2 weeks and 5 days, I will be going away from Finland. Second time with this bike. Last summer I was in Norway, and this summer I hope I will do a lot more, much more kilometers than I did last summer. So thank you for watching this video. We will see in the next one. Thank you.